Hello and welcome to the final City FPL show of the season, brought to you by Axie. My name is FG and I am joined in the studio by Manchester City legend Nedum and an even bigger legend in Natalie Pike. Welcome to the episode. We've got a lot to get through. We're going to have a look at how we've done throughout the season. We're going to have a look at some standout stats for you. And of course, we've still got one more game week 38, so we will have all the tips for you. Joining us in today's episode, it's not just these two. We've got some of your favourite fans of the season. So without further ado, let's introduce a familiar face in Oshin and a brand new face, a man who's the fourth highest ranked Manchester City fan in the world. It's Mahrez. Welcome to the FPL show. Let's get started straight away and let's ask you all for as many secrets as possible. Oshin, how have you got to where you are?
Well, it's the same as last season, just I didn't execute it as well. Last season got 6. At the moment, I'm a week to go and I'm at about 4.1k, so I still have a bit more of a gap to close down to get back to the levels I was at last year, but I'll actually surprisingly end up coming out with more prizes this year, but it's just kind of just keeping in touch with what's going on with injuries. Last year we had a bit more about COVID to kind of get by, and I don't know how I've done worse this year, but I can't be too harsh on myself.
And Mahrez, you're like in the top 1,500 in the world, am I right?
Yeah, that's right.
Please explain to every single one of us how you managed to get so high.
Well, my biggest secret is not being biased with City players, because Pep likes a lot of rotation, so just have Haaland and that's it for City. And, generally, my rank was really bad last year, so you have to keep in touch and with the news and injuries and everything.
What's really bad for those of us that maybe have that rank?
I think it was like 800,000 or something.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's quite bad.
That's
bad.
That's for those of you who are watching this episode thinking that's a bad rank, that's not a bad rank. Don't listen to the pros.
Listen to you, yeah. All right, cool.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that in a minute. Have you had any standout players in both of your sides? So, Oshin, who's been the man? Obviously, Haaland's the obvious one, but apart from Erling Haaland, who's been the one that maybe sometimes other FPL players haven't picked, but you have?
I don't even really think there is any player that I could pick out, because Haaland obviously has just been everyone's kind of captain, and he's done what he has. And I think I went against him a couple of times. I think once he got one of the games, he got a hat-trick in. So if I just stuck with him the whole time, I think I'd be even higher, maybe coming to where I was last year. But I think this year more so than anything, it's kind of be more of a template, kind of where most of the top managers are going with that template. And it's kind of if you're going between, for me, I went with Bruno, and some people went with De Bruyne on this run-in, and it's done me well for that there, while De Bruyne has been getting rested in basically every game.
And Mahrez, what about for you? Is there anyone that stood out for you? You told me before that you had De Gea in goal, right? Which was good clean sheet for the season.
I don't think there's one that stands out. I think there's been parts of the season where Watkins was getting a lot of points. I had him in a few game weeks early. And there's Wilson recently, and Salah recently picked up form as well. So I've been kind of changing, keeping up, trying to get one game week ahead on these players that are on a run of form.
Nedum, you seem to be very, very quiet and you're just taking it all in.
No, I'm just listening to really good managers, you know what I mean? It's nice to just hear what they're saying. And when they're talking about key moments during the season, having the right sort of players through that time, I remember the Watkins hype. I had him. Yeah. You know what I mean? Then there was the United section with Rashford, I had him. Obviously Nat didn't, but she's still an astonishing manager. But it's good, you know what I mean? So just align yourself with the things which are printing points. But obviously you don't know about that, do you?
Astonishing manager. Right, guys, thank you for joining us. We'll catch up with you a little bit later. Now it's time for the point of the episode, which I don't even know why it's on the script, because it's only game week 37. We've still got one more game week to go.
Let's go.
Let's have a look at Nedum's team. Nedum, you seem very, very happy with how things are going.
Yeah, I'm content. I've made a few changes over probably the last 15, 20 game weeks.
And you hired a coach, didn't you, Nedum?
No, I did not hire a coach.
Got him for free?
I did that. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you got him for free.
Me and Oshin are just boys, you know what I mean?
Right.
But the way that it works is that his team is very different to my team. So is he really coaching me? Because I'm not copying his team. And I'm making the changes myself. I ask him, well, what do you think about this or that? But I've still got to pull the trigger myself. And ultimately, 2,363 points based on the fact I was bottom of the league table. Just after the World Cup. Like, it's not bad. 2,363 is not bad, is it?
Yeah,
No one will get
respectable.
lower than that's on the show. So overall, like, it's a solid season for me.
I am so proud of Oshin. He's done so well with this team because you were really, really low down. And fair play to him, he hired a coach.
Yeah.
And you know what? Hiring a coach is something. Faris and me have already had that chat. Oshin, you seem very, very quiet. Can we just get confirmation from you, please, as to whether or not you have helped Nedum, or is this like the NDA that you've signed, or?
Well, look, I'd put it like in football terms, you're going to play with the best team to put yourself in the best position to win trophies.
Do you see he didn't answer the question?
Ask him, Oshin, have you ever logged into my account and picked my team?
I have not.
He stuttered.
No, he is not.
Natalie, I need a third-party opinion on this.
And I kind of respect Nedum's style there. He was struggling massively. He knew he couldn't solely rely on himself, so he got in an expert. Perhaps if you'd done that, FG, you may not be on such a lowly point.
Hey, no, let's not talk about FGs just yet. But just so we're clear, you know what I mean? You say like it's an expert. Oshin was 6th last year. This year he's struggling. He's in 4,000. He's struggling.
Probably because he's
in some ways I helped him.
It's probably because he's wasting his time with you, Nedum.
I helped him. I helped him out. Just remember that, yeah?
It feels very much like in the studio there's a manager and an assistant manager. So let's have a look at the assistant manager side. Natalie, you know what?
Let's go, champ. Let's go, champ. Let's go.
You know what, right? I could get
Actually,
behind
no, that
this
can't be top,
because
innit? That can't be top. FG's been top most of the season.
Yeah,
that
FG's
can't
top.
be top.
you haven't
FG's got to be.
used a single Manchester United
all
player
season, FG. All
I can get behind that, and you know what? I'm happy for you. As a good friend of mine, Nat, I am so happy with you. No coaches used. Great. Have you had any standout moments this year?
I think I got onto Brighton quickly, and I think I've had the 3 of them for most of the season, although I switched McAllister after the World Cup, so I think I got onto Brighton nice and early. But I have to say that I am very proud that I did this with morals, FG. Not a United player when everybody had Rashford, when I was plummeting down because Rashford was hitting every single week. We
Same
talked
again
on
next
this
year?
show. No. I've got an announcement, FG.
So you will be using Manchester United players in the next episode?
Next season, I want to see how good I can be if I play flat, if I play with every option. So next season, Manchester United players will be available to me.
Changing the Instagram handle as well and Twitter handle. FPL Natalie Pike.
Yeah, I want to basically find out if I can become an FPL creator, because I reckon if I'd have had Rashford at the right point, I would have been top 50k.
Yeah. What have we done bringing this
Created a monster, yeah.
What?
a great show,
Please
though.
let us know in the comments
Shout out
down
to the
below
audience,
to
it's a
everybody
great
watching
show.
what you think about Natalie changing her stance and trying to become an FPL creator. Good luck, Nat.
Anyway.
I call it beginner's luck.
Anyway.
Unfortunately,
Anyway.
my team is not available.
Anyway.
My team is...
That is a serious drop, Nathan. Good
Look at
God.
2275. Our leader.
I was top for 9 months, and I had Nedum crying to me for 9 months on WhatsApp.
You sound like an Arsenal fan right now.
As the team player I am.
You sound like an Arsenal fan right now.
As the team
You were
player I
there,
am.
top of the table. Match week 29, you were top. Where you at now?
I don't know. I've not actually.
We're going to find out later.
I've not actually seen. I've not actually seen the league table yet, and I don't think anyone watching wants to. Look,
Yeah,
we've had a
of
lot of
course
fun.
not, yeah.
The FPL show's been great. Make sure you keep commenting down below how I'm the best host ever. I did my bit for everyone in the studio because they were crying in my WhatsApp, and I thought, you know what, I'll have a couple of weeks off. And boy, did I have a couple of weeks off, Nedum.
Nah.
Why have you got one? Sorry, why has he got one Brighton player? Who's got one? They've had a double game week, and you've got one
I triple
Brighton
captain
player.
in the first month.
I
I used everything in the first month because I got excited.
But in fairness, looking at that team now, I think the Odegaard attacker thing last weekend was an issue. But
Let's get rid of one of them.
Fernandes scored. I think Mbeumo scored 2. Haaland got an assist. It's not that bad. But unfortunately, because he's washed
Look
up.
at his bench. He's got no one on his bench.
Yeah, it's pointless. It's a waste of time.
Oh, look at his bench, got no one in there. Anyway, let's move swiftly on. Well done, FG, you did well, thanks, mate. Right, OK, over to a man that we need to speak about, that everyone in FPL this year has been speaking about, and it's none other than Erling Haaland. This man has 36 goals in the league. He's been rested a couple of times. Let's compare him to the best stats ever in FPL history. You can see... compared in the top 5.
Oh, wow.
I thought he'd be a lot higher than what he is.
You know why that is, though, don't you? It's because Salah's is a midfielder in it, so he gets an extra point for every goal.
Okay.
So stuff like that plays into it.
I'd like to know minutes played as well, because I imagine Haaland's played a lot less minutes than Salah did.
Not necessarily, but if you think about it, it's an extra point per goal, and I think in that season for Salah, he got 32 goals.
Yeah, you're right.
So realistically, like...
So obviously we have
difference.
Luis Suarez, who had an unbelievable year, played a lot of football, and then obviously Lampard's a midfielder, gets an extra point for a goal, etc. Do you think we could see Erling Haaland top this list?
I'm not
I
sure.
don't think so, no. I don't think so, but it's not the end of the world. But what I would say, to sort of like be completely honest, I've not had him for all 36 of those goals. Like, he's only been in my team for 25 of them, I think. So
Was that when Ocean started coaching you, was it?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't actually, no, because that was very early in the season. I think it might have been after his third hat-trick goal. I said, I'll tell you what, I should probably get involved in this.
You know what, the real ones who've watched every episode, and thank you for watching every episode at home, will remember the times we were laughing at Nedum. I think Sean was even in the studio.
Everyone's laughed at me
laughing
this
for
season.
not having Erling Haaland. And boy, was he wrong, but you got him in the end.
Yeah, he's so good. Like, what a memorable season.
An absolutely sensational season, but based on this graphic as well, there are some unbelievable seasons here in FPL. But, I mean, this man, let's go away from FPL for a minute. This man has been just absolutely incredible, and he's surpassed all of our expectations, hasn't he?
Oh, yeah, and he's still got 3 games left in the season. You know, imagine what mark he can make in 2 cup finals. I mean, he's going to sweep every single award going, and if we go on to pick up more trophies, he's going to sweep every worldwide award.
And we would love him.
And he is, isn't he, the highest scoring player in the game? So for those of you that didn't have him from game week 1, shame on you.
Shame on you indeed, Nedum. But, right, OK, is this the best individual season in Premier League season ever, do you think?
Goals-wise, it has to be, doesn't it?
What about individual performance-wise?
I'm not sure. That's quite a big statement.
Yeah, that's a very, very big statement. I think he's obviously in contention for it, because there have been times when he seemed like inevitable. But then, like, maybe it's different because City didn't get to 100 points. You know what I mean? There's stuff like that. But I don't know. I'm not going to nitpick. I would have happily had a play like that, scoring that many goals in one of my teams. So ultimately, like, he's not done too bad.
He hasn't done too bad at all. Now, we have also got time to talk about Game Week 38. We've still got 1 game week left, and it's time for Top Trades, brought to you by Axie. Let's bring back our professional FPL players, should we call them, Ocean and Faraz. We're going to talk you through and give some tips to you guys at home. We've picked out some players we think might be worth putting into your FPL team with the help of these guys. And first, where better to start than El Aranya?
Yeah.
Julian Alvarez. Now, Pep Roulette is a little bit of a thing, but we've got 2 cup finals coming up. Let's go straight to the experts. Let's go to you, Faraz, first. Could you see Julian Alvarez playing against Brentford on Sunday?
Yeah, I think it's very possible he can play, because he usually plays with Haaland as well, so it's not an either-or. He could play instead of De Bruyne as well. I don't think De Bruyne has played many back-to-back Premier League games recently as well. So, yeah, it's very possible he will play. And when he plays, he usually scores too, so...
When he plays, he usually scores. What a lovely thing to say about Julian Alvarez. Ocean, is he making your team this week?
Well, he's already in my team from last week.
You see, that's why he's locked in, you know.
Good.
This is the guy. Hey.
But FG, the question is, why is he not in Nedum's team then?
I was just, Nedum.
Oh, it's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah,
For some reason, we don't pick the same team.
I feel like this is all part of the
Isn't
plan.
that wild?
You know,
Ruse, yeah?
we know what's happening here, Faraz. We'll speak later on, remember. We know what's happening here. Let's move on. This one makes me quite sad, actually, our second one. It's Jamie Vardy. This might be the last time we ever see Jamie Vardy in the FPL.
Leicester, do we know that? Has he announced that?
No, but Leicester are fighting for their lives.
Okay.
So Leicester could potentially get relegated on Sunday. They need a goal at the King Power. Surely you have to back Jamie Vardy. Surely,
Are you asking me this question?
I am.
I think when it says 2.2 points per match and selected by 2.1%, like, there's probably a reason for that. And it is a big game, but...
It's a big game and it's a one-off game.
I know, it's a trap, though, because West Ham, you think they've got nothing to play for, but that's the game, that's the type of game where you can just play spoiler. And, yeah, Leicester will have a go, but I don't know, man. I'm not convinced by that.
What about you guys? Are you guys convinced in any way to get Jamie Vardy in your team?
No, I think if I'm making a change for Haaland, it'll be to Kane.
Yeah,
because they actually have something to fight for, really. And like, I'd only be going for Vardy off a nostalgia thing at this stage.
And what about you, Faraz?
Yeah.
Is Jamie Vardy?
It's too big a risk. It's not necessary. I think if someone needs to make up a lot of ground in one game week, then risks like this, maybe that would be a good punt, but. I don't think I'll be doing that.
Jamie Vardy will be in my team this week, then. Thank you very much. And Jamie Vardy will hopefully score. Good luck to him. Hopefully we see him again in FPL. Last on the list is a man who just got called up for England, who's been in sensational form, playing for Crystal Palace, Mr. Eze. Let me just say, right, last game of the season.
Here we go.
There's normally games
Here we go.
where it's like 4-3,
Here we go.
5-4.
Yeah, yeah.
Here we go.
This could be the game.
This could be the game.
Nottingham Forest against Crystal Palace, goals galore. Eze scores 5. I go top of FPL, and that's the lot.
Not possible. Not possible.
What about Eze then? Are we going to get Eze in your team for this week?
He's in my team already.
Got him, yeah.
Yeah,
Well
I've
done,
already
Ocean.
got him. Now, but with Herberry, though, he's my friend. Like, I played him at QPR. Class guy. It's great to see him like doing what he's doing. So it's an easy pick to put your friends in the team. And that's a privileged position. But yeah, you try put him in if you want, see if he'll get you to catch me.
What about you guys, Eze? Is he in your team already? Ocean, I mean, obviously, well done for putting Eze in Nedum's team.
I told him to put that one in.
Did you guys just hear? Did you?
Have you ever seen satire?
Nedum?
Have you ever noticed that before?
We need a clip of that.
Yeah,
we
clip
need
it
a clip
if
of
you
that.
want. Clip it,
We
yeah.
need some rules for the
Clip
next
it.
FPL show as
Do
well.
you know, if he told me to put him in his team, it's interesting because last week he was on my bench. So did he tell me to do that as well?
Most probably, yeah.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Natalie,
of
what do
course,
you
yeah.
think?
Of course.
Oh, I think this is the best show ever, and I love it. I hope we do it again next year when I'm a proper FPL creator. I'll be on React to Wall. Eze is a great shout. Randomly, last week I was moving a few people around to get some money, and I put bought Edard in because he was cheap, and then he got 8 points last week. Crystal Palace are a good place to put some money just now, especially with that fixture. Eze is going to be super confident because he's just been called up to the England squad. He's on my watch list.
He's on your watch list. Faraz, talk to me about Eze. And apart from Eze, have you got anyone else that you might add in? Let's get some inside information as soon as possible.
Okay.
I don't know. There's a lot of different options because this is just one game week. You don't have to think long term, and most of the league, they already secured their place, like top 4 title, Europa League. So it's tough to know who's gonna start. But yeah, I think he's. I'm thinking about him. Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting. We'll talk later on, mate. Thank you guys for joining us on the FPL show. It is the last ever one, so it is only right, even though we're only in game week 37, to show you the league table.
Oh, here we go.
So, without
here we
further ado,
Here we go.
you can
Why'd
sit
you-
back down.
Hey! What a
Wait, why are you celebrating? You've won nothing, pal. You're in, Natalie. Congratulations, you deserve it.
Who's this guy?
No.
Who's this?
Right, listen. Let me just give a special shout out.
Oh my word.
Let me
We
just
did it, Nedum!
Oh my word.
Let me give a special shout out to Sean Wright Phillips, who was once in the studio and fell off. I got top 4, which I'm very happy with. Nedum, you also won nothing. Natalie, congratulations.
Oh, I won nothing. Hey,
Natalie, our
you see
FPL
this?
expert.
You see this? Someone find the clip. I was there. Halfway through the season, I was there. You see this guy? That's me.
Hey, Jolien did well. He was bottom for a long time as well.
Nah, I was bottom though. But you see that up there? That's me.
Do you know
Yeah.
what this is? Can we just say, do we know what this is telling me right now, though? What am I there? 52 points
Yeah.
clear? Something
Yeah,
like that?
60, yeah,
62
62.
points clear. I can't lose now. There's no way Nedum's picking up 62 more
And there's no
points
way
than me.
he's getting 60 past me.
We've
Go!
How
Yeah,
about
two.
you wait until Jamie Vardy scores a hat-trick and I've got him in, and then it's curtain.
You need
And you're gonna catch
10
Nat.
goals.
And then
You're gonna catch
also,
Nat.
yeah, we're going to get clean sheets. We're going to
Genuine
do
question.
something.
In all seriousness, are you embarrassed?
Embarrassed of what? I came fourth.
You would no. You were top.
Came fourth.
You were
It's
top.
unbelievable.
Everyone remembers what
What
he
you
said
have
to
to
me.
understand is what your goals are. And your
Everyone remember what he was saying to me.
expectations
You
for
were
the season.
top. You were top. Now you're fourth. Explain that to me. 150 points behind top.
And let's just take a moment to remember as well, I did that with no United players. Not one at any point in the season.
And you're
Shame
going
on
to
you
change
all.
your tactics for next year.
Yes, I am. I could have been in the top 50k.
FG, mate, you're an embarrassment.
Listen,
You're an
on
embarrassment to
behalf
this show.
of absolutely
Love this
everybody,
audience, but he's an embarrassment to this show.
on behalf of
Him.
absolutely everybody who's watching the show, genuinely
Where's
thank
my
you.
trophy?
Thank you so much for giving us a very entertaining season. Thank you for everyone who entered the Matchday Live. Thank you, everybody. Thank you to the people on the wall, our experts. We will see you again. I will speak to both of you soon. And yeah, thank you for making it this far. Hopefully we will see you next year. Unfortunately, I've had to spend a lot of time with Nedum this year, but it's been a pleasure to spend a lot of time with you. Thank you for watching the FPL show, brought to you by Axie. We will see you soon.